Lionel Messi criticism piles on after day off as Alexi Lalas makes David Beckham comparison. Lionel Messi has shouldered his fair share of criticism recently after he was left out of the traveling squad for their 4-1 win at the Houston Dynamo in MLS Match Week 2. The 37-year-old Argentine, who had started all 3 Inter Miami games up until this point across the past 2 weeks, was left out in an effort to manage his minutes ahead of what will be a congested 2025 season. This decision to not only not play Messi, but for him to not travel to Texas at all, caused frustrations among some, with the Dynamo even offering fans who attended the game a free ticket for use later in the season as an apology. As former USMNT and MLS defender Alexi Lalas put it, the story of Messi missing this game has kind of overshadowed the actual game, he said via his State of the Union podcast. After addressing Houston's decision to attempt to win back favor among disappointed fans with a ticket gesture, one which left Lalas divided, he turned to Messi, with whom he took a slight issue. Read more. Emma Hayes says our process continues as USWNT confirms pair of extra spring games. Read more. San Diego FC vows to take action after homophobic chant spoiled endless expansion team's debut. The fact is that this is a guy who made a decision to come to the MLS, and his responsibilities, whether he wants to admit it or accept it or not, go well beyond actually kicking the ball, Lalas said, and he has been, for many years, a reticent type of star. He's not big and gregarious in the things that he does. That's fine. Back in the day when we had David Beckham at the Galaxy, I remember early on he was injured, and he still traveled, just so people could see him. And maybe we've gotten beyond that. But there's a part of me that looks at Messi and says, do you know what? You accepted this responsibility to be the face of the league, and you're kind of shirking that responsibility in doing this. Lalas comparison between Messi and Beckham was somewhat ironic, given that the former England midfielder now owns Miami, and played a pivotal role in tempting the former Barcelona star to the Herons. Messi may be a relatively quiet public figure when it comes to social media, interviews, or press conferences, but his impact on the league cannot be understated. His presence has been used as a selling point from a marketing perspective since day one. For example, since arriving, the league's primary broadcaster Apple TV has released Messi Meets America and Messi's World Cup, The Rise of a Legend, along with interviews with Fabrizio Romano and Zane Lowe. He was also the lone star in the MLS's Super Bowl 59 commercial. Looking forward, assuming Messi is not rested for a second straight game, he could return to action as soon as Thursday when Miami hosts Jamaican side Cavalier in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, before Charlotte FC travels to Chase Stadium on Sunday.